Yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Xplic right here with you guys with the second kind of episode to the Anime Shovel podcast. Here with me on my channel this time, we have the legend Crown Fiend and a guest, Golden Fools, Golden What If, whatever you really want to call him. Introduce yourself, guys.
Oh man, yeah, you guys know who it is. One of the co-hosts on here, Crown Fiend, and yeah, coming back at you for the second week in a row. We're gonna be trying to stay consistent on this podcast.
Yo, what's up, boys? I mean, as y'all know, as he said, thank you for the beautiful introduction. I am Golden What Ifs, and yeah, I saw the first podcast and then told him immediately I'd be down to hop on the second one. So here I am.
There we go.
Oh
Right.
boy.
So, what controversial topics will we be talking about today?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking a lot about the what if community today. That's pretty much all this podcast is gonna be, which is gonna be significantly shorter than the last one because I cannot be asked to edit another hour-long video.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So our first topic, right, is we're going to be talking about what ifers that may want to try to do something a little bit new and take a bit of a risk out there to keep their content energized and going. And we have someone who did it very successfully, mind you, that's, still building it up, but has been very successful with integrating that into his channel. And that would be Golden. So, Golden, you want to tell us a little bit about that? About your experience?
Yeah, I mean, I talk about this a lot, and obviously My Hero Academia gets very dry. I love My Hero Academia. I know some people love it as well, and others find it very boring at this state of time. But yeah, I integrated Demon Slayer slowly but surely, and it became a staple of my channel pretty quickly. And I have a good chunk of my subscriber base that came from Demon Slayer. And basically, Demon Slayer was like unknown more or less for the What If community. Nobody ever watched What Ifs on Demon Slayer, like ever. So when I was like 4,000 subs, I was more or less the top of the Demon Slayer What Ifs channels.
Yeah.
Which is very impressive because you've stayed there constantly. Nobody has really overtaken you at all.
Yeah, I mean, I try my best at least to do as much entertaining stuff in terms of What If Tanjiro or anything like that. I've even done a crossover with My Hero Academia, which a lot of people did like, which I did What If Deku was sent to the Demon Slayer universe. So I try to keep it as refreshing as possible.
Yeah, and what would you say is like the best timing for creators to kind of experiment with their content to try to get people into it, right?
Oh, the first 2 months of the year are hands down the easiest and most effective way to just try other stuff. There's no reason not to. Revenue's down, and I can say that from personal experience. My revenue is down drastically from the month of December, November, all that, even October. So right now would be the best time, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing that even more actually at this point.
Yeah, and so our tier list video got a little bit of heated discussion on that one with a bigger creator, because he says, he's not going to take a risk on anything that's not going to present any views, which I understand that, right? But however, if revenue is down, right, and you are like kind of running low on ideas, right? I'm not saying he is, I'm not saying he isn't, because I personally don't know. And I would say that now would be the best time for him to experiment. And it honestly is up to like the bigger creators to kind of pave the way for new stuff to become more mainstream, because obviously, number one, they have a huge audience. They have a way bigger one than someone like Xsplit, Golden, myself, or like any other smaller YouTubers. Like, they're up there, so it would be kind of I wouldn't say better, but I'd say easier for them to kind of help out the people that are trying to feed that into the what if community as well, because if they see someone bigger doing it, then they might be more open-minded to actually listening to it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it always helps nonetheless. I mean, obviously, being at the top of like a category is ideal for me. So if other people that are bigger than me start doing Demon Slayer stuff, it's gonna knock me down a little bit, but that's only in a ranking type system, if you know what I mean. Like,
Exactly.
It will actually help my viewership because more people are gonna be looking at that type of content. So it's a win-win, definitely.
It definitely is. And I mean, like you said, the first 2 months, your revenue's not going to be anywhere near what it is. I'd say it's probably dropped down like maybe halfway or less in some instances. So it's a really good time just to really get out there and experiment, which is why I respect someone like Golden and Prince of What Is, because these guys are out here doing Shield Hero, right, doing Demon Slayer, and Prince over there doing Fire Force, really just doing insane stuff with that. And if they do continue to do it, it will pave the path and make that more widely acceptable, which in return, people are going to want to see similar things done of those series. And so that's going to spread out even more and more. And eventually the What If community won't be oversaturated, is what I like to call it, because pretty much you just got the three big ones. It's like the big three of the What Ifs community. You got DBZ, Naruto, and My Hero. Those are the big three. Do you guys agree with that or have anything against that one?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%.
And so that is why I'm just like, people overlap with ideas so frequently nowadays, because it's very hard if you're just sticking to 3 topics to keep being completely original with anything. And some ideas have been used to death at this point. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so, Xplic, since you're like coming up with this, right? What are some things that you would like to see kind of happen, or things that you're trying to implement that would kind of help change the game and the community?
Are we talking about like a series or like shows and stuff?
Either or.
Yeah. Pretty much like the fact, like, I am doing Attack on Titan, and it's pretty obvious it's not really that big of a series, since as far as I know, I'm one of the first people that show up once you search up What If Eren. So it's kind of concerning, but also it's kind of weird. So it would be good to have more bigger kind of What Ifers and What If YouTubers to do these kind of series, for the fact that just for the fact that it would be better that they get like more viewership, and then therefore I get more viewership. So that'd be really good for like the Attack on Titan stuff. Also Demon Slayer, that's already sorted out as before. Shield Hero as well, talking about that as well. One Punch Man is one more series that I will probably do as well. And yeah, same with like Crown, he's going to be doing a One Punch Man kind of series, but it would be just good to see different series, like these series especially, to get more viewership, I guess, and more recognition from the What If community, as you said before.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. So, what do you guys think is like an anime that hasn't aired yet, or a season of an anime that hasn't aired yet, but you think would get or generate a huge amount of hype for other series?
Shield Hero Season 2, 100%.
Let's talk about that. Actually, that's a reasonable question. I feel like, unfortunately, like I feel like based on the statistics I've looked at, it really doesn't necessarily matter for the What If community with these new seasons that are coming out. I haven't seen a real difference in Demon Slayer since season 2 came out, and that was like a basis that I was using in terms of doing Demon Slayer What Ifs. I love Demon Slayer What Ifs, but that was one of the aspects why I picked them back up once again, because I knew Demon Slayer season 2 was coming out. It could be a different thing for Rising of the Shield Hero. I hope it is, because I really like Rising of the Shield Hero. But there's a good chance it won't even affect it because of the lack of people that do the What Ifs in general.
Right. So the one that I was going to say would probably be Chainsaw Man, since it hasn't had an anime adaptation yet. And I do feel like when the anime does hit, there might be sparking some interest, because as soon as the anime hits, you know people are going to do something Chainsaw Man related to capitalize on the hype, right? Whether that's be, you know, what if Deku was Chainsaw Man, or what if Naruto was the control demon, or stuff like that, you know. It's going to generate some buzz. So I don't know if it'll impact people enough to start doing series like that enough, but I do know that as far as I go with my channel, I will definitely be trying to start a way for people to kind of do that one, because it's kind of similar with Attack on Titan, as it definitely follows closely to a seinen, but it is a shonen at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which I just find is crazy because of the content in the manga, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But like Golden said, maybe it won't affect it. It's just, it all leads back to the bigger creators and what they choose to do or not do.
Yeah, I think you kind of just tapped the nail on the head perfectly, because obviously maybe it won't affect, like if when Rising the Shield Hero comes out, maybe it won't affect the whole what if Naofumi or what if the Shield Hero. It might not affect that, but it could affect what if Deku was the Shield Hero, or what if Deku was this, or what if Deku was that, you know? So or anything based around, like you said, Chainsaw Man, anything like a what if, etc., etc. So it could definitely, and will most likely definitely affect a My Hero Academia what if, because of the popularity already set there. But there's just no guarantee with the actual series.
Yeah, which is a real shame, to be honest, because like there are so many series that do deserve recognition, but they don't. And then the people that use the same ideas, and that leads into a bit of a fierce debate with communities. And Golden has a story about why you guys out there need to chill. We're done calling us the creators. Y'all need to chill, and I'm gonna pass it to Golden so he can tell you why.
Yeah, I'll say right off the bat, I love my community. I love them to freaking death, obviously. And I will always say, like, I try my best to be as positive as possible. I never want to send hate to anybody. But I will say I've gotten my fair share of hate messages and just hatred toward me because of other creators that don't even, it's not even like the creator hates me. It's just the fan base. And so one example of this is I made a what if Deku had the 8 gates, I believe, and that was when I think I was probably around 6, maybe 7,000 subs, and I posted it, and it did pretty well, nothing insane, but I had one of my people in my community, they went over to someone else's video and kind of was like, oh, Golden did this better than you, and the comments on that were crazy. It's just a list of people either bashing me, bashing the person, or bashing my idea and saying that I didn't do this right or I didn't do that right, and just all the etc. Even messages in the DMs, like people found my Discord and would message me talking a bunch of smack, and it's definitely hilarious, but we definitely need to chill out.
100%. We definitely need to chill, because I get it, right? You guys are really passionate about these series, right? Because you're such huge fans of either the creators or their work, or maybe both, you know. But you have to, you know, kind of walk a line, right? There's a certain line that you don't cross, and that's like, you'd never go to somebody else and try to start a war, because it's bad for the community. It's bad for smaller creators who are just trying to start out and build up their audience, their viewership. It really tears them down. And then it looks like they're just trying to attack a bigger creator for clout. Or it could be the other way around, where it just looks like a huge creator is just bullying this little one. You know, it's just not a good look for anybody.
Yeah, 100%. Because, I mean, I'm sitting here, obviously I'm laughing about it. I think it's all funny. I even responded to a couple people, just like jokingly, of course, but most of the time people will utterly bash people, and most people don't know how to take that. They don't know how to take that, because it's not even criticism at that point. Criticism is one thing, but this is like just like hatred towards somebody. So most people don't know how to take that. They don't know how to laugh it off. So they seriously like get affected by this, maybe even stop uploading because of it. They're getting attacked in their videos all the time or something, etc., etc. So definitely not a good thing.
No, and it also gets to the point where, you know, their Discord gets involved, their Twitter or other social media platforms, where it just becomes this huge tsunami of hate. And even the person that can laugh it off the best, it's still going to affect you on some point, right? Because, like Golden said, criticism is always good. You can always leave criticism, like say, hey, I didn't like how you did this. Maybe you could have tried that instead, you know? Because that's your opinion, but you're also critiquing something, you know, which is perfectly fine. It's just whenever you say, no, you need to delete your channel and go walk off a cliff somewhere, like, that's just me putting it mildly. There have been way worse comments everywhere. Oh,
I'm just glad I haven't had any of those comments yet.
Oh, you will?
Probably will, though. It's going to be funny.
Give it time. Give it time.
Yeah, it will come.
Especially since you're planning to do a what if that some bigger person has already done. It is the same person that Golden insinuated before, so we'll see how that one goes when it's released.
Yo, I'll be front. I won't say the creator's name, because I know you guys want to keep it like as neutral as possible. I don't have any like quarrel toward any creator at all. Like, I watched your guys' first podcast, and to a certain extent, I agreed. And then to another extent, I didn't agree. But I don't really care. It's your opinion in general. So it's one of those things that, like, I don't hate any creator. Well, that's not true. There is one creator I hate. But I'm not giving them clout by saying their name. But no, most creators I don't hate. I've talked to most of these creators, right? Or some of these creators, and I have a decent relationship with them. So it's all mutual.
Yeah. And I mean, I personally don't go out there, and it's just like, I have subjective opinions on their content, but that doesn't have anything to do with the person themselves, right? Which is something completely different, right? Because like said person that don't want to name, because we're trying to stay as neutral as possible on this, right? I'm fine with him. He's a cool person, like outside of YouTube and all that. Funny guy. His content, I'm not the biggest fan of. It's just not told the way that I would personally enjoy it, right? And that's a subjective opinion. What people need to realize is subjective versus objective. If you're being objectively, you're looking at the facts and you're presenting your argument, saying that this is a factual and logical based argument. Whether subjective is just you're using your own gut feeling and you're basically just going off and saying, this is how I feel about this and where I would personally rank it amongst things that I like or dislike, which is perfectly fine. Opinions are like, everyone has the right to an opinion. It's just when you try to force that opinion as a fact, that's where we have to draw the line.
Yeah, definitely, because that's when you get attacked, and you get attacked by I mean, I have another story I can tell, and honestly, I don't even care if I'm down to say this person's name if you guys don't care.
I don't care.
Okay. So I made a what if. I don't exactly remember the what if. I think I do. I think it was what if Deku was the god of destruction, and that was one of like my top what ifs for a while. And when I made it, someone else also commented saying that someone else already made it as well. And this happened again with my Phoenix Quirk Deku. And I basically had a bunch of people from anime outlets chat or his community come over and basically just bash my things, more or less saying like I didn't do it right, or I'm copying him and that I should stop copying him. I'm not. All right, this is gonna sound like I have an ego. I didn't know who Anime Outlet was, like at all, because I'm not big on even watching what ifs. Like I don't want to steal other people's ideas, so I try my best to stay away from even watching them. So that's why I have my specific way I tell stories. So I didn't watch him. So I even asked someone like, who's Anime Outlet? And he's like, oh, you really think you're that big now? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I literally don't know who that is. So that was my first introduction to Mr. Anime Outlet.
Yeah. Like, people, get this through your head. What if creators don't always know each other? I know, it's crazy, right? Right? You know, we don't always know each other. It's not have this big Illuminati meeting and where we just get some new blood off the street and say, okay, right, this is your initiation meeting. Everyone, let's jump this guy. And we jump them into the what if community. We don't do that.
Wait, we don't?
to them we don't, but I guess the cat's out the bag now.
Oh, my bad, guys.
Golden. Oh shit. Yeah, just call the number on the screen to schedule your jump in now.
No, but 100%. We don't I don't talk to every single whatever. I didn't even know who Crown Fiend was for a while. Like I even explained it to them. I said Xplic sent me something and it was like a new version of a thumbnail I made, and he was like, oh, Crown Fiend made this, I wanted you to see it. And I go, oh, okay. I didn't tell him, but I was like, I don't know who Crown Fiend is, but cool.
I mean, it goes the same way, because I didn't know who Golden was until I met Xplic either.
I'm like the bringer together of other people.
You're like the mediator of everywhere.
The bringer of together.
Well, English is my first language, okay?
Oh, you're like the Jon Snow of the what if community. Oh shit. But yeah, it's just chill out. Enjoy the series that creators put out for you, you know. And if you don't like something, well, there's an easy way to tell somebody. It's called don't watch it. The numbers will reflect it, whether it's good, bad, meh, or eh.
That is a factual statement.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. So, literally, that's just all I got on that. If you guys got anything else or any other stories, like, go ahead and share them.
Oh yeah, I mean, I actually want to talk about this definitely, because I haven't talked about this to anybody, I think, other than like Xplic. Is I don't know if this same thing with you, but I have a lot of people reach out to me and they ask like, what did I do to grow? What did I do to do this or do that? Like, how did I get on a good schedule? Stuff like that. A lot of those things I can't answer, not because I don't want to answer them, it's just because I can't answer them. Like the schedule thing, I have my own schedule. You have to figure out your own schedule, and I talked to Xplic about that too. And But the main thing I can help with, and I've said, and I've helped everybody who's messaged me in the DMs, which I hope this doesn't make people blow up my DMs for saying this, but that I can help you get a video to quote unquote blow up, because I know the blueprint, and I can teach the blueprint. It's really if you want to follow the blueprint. So I've explained it to people. I think I've done it with Xplic and then 2 other people. But I mean, Xplic's the only one that really took advice from it. And so I mean, the first video that I really told him, and I told him do this, do that, do this, was what if Deku had a time control quirk? And That was his, at the time, it got up in views very fast, and we were even talking about it. And he was freaking out about, he grew like 200 subs in like a day.
Looking back now, that's like, I mean, it is big, but yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. Looking back now, that's the whole point. You have to start somewhere. And because you're not going to get 20K views on that first video that blows up. It just doesn't normally happen. But once you get that trend going, and you know how to do it, and you know how to do the basic things, everything else is so much easier.
Yeah, like the same thing has happened to me a few times, right? But it's like a lot of them I really don't answer, because it's not because I don't want to. It's that I honestly don't have the time in my own schedule to do it, right? But I have been thinking about like making a video explaining like certain things that you need to consider before you even post your first video. Like what type of tone are you going to set for your channel? What type of anime do you want to cover? You know, are you better suited for, you know, quicker videos, or are you okay with actually doing movies more? Because either one, like parts and movies perform very differently and have their own very different aspects, right? Golden would know more about that than I would.
Oh yeah, no, 100% I agree. I talked about this. I made a joke when we were talking, and I said my viewership is down because I'm doing so many parts, and I'm trying to string out series longer because people love longer series, and I try my best to accommodate that. But also, I hope people realize, and I say it all the time, that this is kind of my job. So it does hurt my revenue when I do that, but I do want to accommodate people that want that. So that's why I made a joke about sometimes gotta just make a My Hero Academia movie because that's gonna get views, and 9 times out of 10 it will.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because for me it was like that until I did the half and half Deku in parts, which are still, if I look at my analytics on videos, like they have performed the best as a series and outdoing every movie I have ever done. So it really just depends, right? But I mean,
100%.
And so my advice to anybody out there that's trying to get into it, really research things and ask creators like Golden, but don't go blow up his DMs, people. Honestly, at this point, Golden should just like teach the blueprint in a video.
I should. I was thinking about doing it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, but like, because he can teach you the video blueprint, and basically it's just on what end of the spectrum do you want to be on. That's what you really have to look at. If you want to be something that's I call a spectrum of tone. You have people like I'm just gonna say it because, you know, like Zether, right? He's more on the happier, light-hearted side of the story spectrum. Then you got people like Golden. He's directly in the middle. He can go either way to a certain point and do very well for himself. And then you got people like me, which is pretty much just me. That's all the way on the dark end of the spectrum. Because I don't do happy stories. That's just not my thing. So you really have to figure out, where do you want to place yourself along that spectrum, right? And you really have to know like the tone, how you're going to read off your script or just go off the top of your head. There's a lot to go into it, and just be prepared to go full throttle once you get into it. Because if you go and you stop, you're basically just sitting in the water sinking. However, if you just keep on going, you're pretty much going to set a schedule for yourself subconsciously, and that's the schedule you're going to follow.
But can we actually talk about your half and half quirk? I wanna look at this video, because
Sure.
the thing with like certain things like this, if you catch a trend at a perfect time, and this is gonna be like a little bit more to do with like you researching things and you trying to figure stuff out on your own, and there's certain trends that you want to catch, and I'm sure that this video that did insane on your channel was literally you picking a perfect time for a trend that it just more or less started to develop. Because when and the only reason why because I have experience with this was one of the first series that ever blew up on my channel, and this was literally planned. I was waiting for the Demon Slayer movie to come out, and I knew, because I read the manga, I knew Akaza would be the main demon that would eventually come, and I knew how popular Akaza was going to be. So right when the movie came out, and everybody started watching it, everyone was like, oh my god, going crazy about it, I made What If Deku was Akaza, or was the reincarnation of Akaza. And for the time, it did insane. I was at like 2,000 subs when I did it.
Yeah.
So timing and knowing like certain things, like we were talking about earlier, like half and half probably did insane because of the time you did it. And obviously you're good at writing, you're good at talking. But what gets people in the door is going to be the thumbnail, is going to be that title. And people just need to realize that.
Exactly.
And people, for the love of everything, practice your thumbnails. Find your own style. Please don't try to copy somebody else's style. It's good to take inspiration from them, because my new thumbnail, I'm just going to say it, I took heavy inspiration from Totally Not Mark's thumbnails. That's what developed to my own personal style. And it, but just practice them, and it's okay to learn from other people's thumbnails. Like, if I look at the videos, right, if I search up What If Deku and I'm scrolling down, I will instantly be able to recognize what's a Golden video, what's an Izukage video, what's a Zether video, based off the thumbnail type, right? And sometimes those videos, which are more colorful, will get people's attention more, because this is a little known fact, but a large majority of people use YouTube in dark mode. So dark colored thumbnails are not going to get people's attention. You want to go for lighter and brighter colors.
That's a really good shout. Like, I didn't even really think about it like that. But that's pretty smart.
Yeah. Like, I guarantee you, like, that huge break that I took, was basically just me learning the YouTube algorithm, because my half and half video, I didn't even know there was a trend going on. I just got really lucky with putting that out at the right time.
Yeah, like if you like half and half right now, if we talked about half and half, right? Half and half quirk isn't like popular. Everyone knows about it now. So it's like I was going to do some sort of half and half quirk, but I decided against it just because of like how condensed it is now and how many people do it. But I'm pretty sure when you did it, it was like getting there to be like a newer thing. So right when you popped it, it was like perfect.
Yeah, I feel like the big quirk that might be coming up, without giving too spoilers with the next season of MHA, is most likely going to be Decay, because of all the badass moments that's about to pop off with that quirk.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so, just, keep in mind, people, if you haven't done a Decay video, you might want to hold off on that till MHA make up. But that's all I got for this one. You guys got anything else that you guys want to talk about?
No, I'm good.
Not really, no.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe to Xplic. Let's get this man to 2K, because he's about to be rolling out some heat for 2K. I know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you. That's his choice, And yeah.
That's it.